Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Monthly Horoscope for September 2019. And this is for you coming from Taurus. First, let me give you my email address, which is andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9, at gmail.com. Now, the first card that I'm going to pull will be for the first 15 days of September. And I'm going to tackle your area of job for you coming from Taurus. Well, this is not a very good card. It's a card that says where your job is concerned, don't try to be the boss. Don't try to be the leader in anything. The finger of blame will come very rapidly to you, and confrontation or opposition will face you as well. So it's better for you to be part of a team rather than have this card showing that you are facing some kind of a rebelliousness if you try to take the lead. So work hard, be part of a team, things should be better for you. Now, regarding business and finances, let's see what the card says for the first 15 days of September. Well, this is a card that says money will be going out rather than money coming in. Why? Because your ego is going to be in the way, your plans are too big for you, and so the mess is created if you want to take over an agency line or you want to expand. So it's better for you in the first 15 days of September to carry on, to consolidate, which means carry on with whatever you have rather than wanting to look for expansion or for addition to a business. Number three, now I'm going to talk to you about romance areas for the first 15 days. Well, it's a card called the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune can be up and the Wheel of Fortune can be down. So basically, where your romance is concerned, things are not very stable. So there are ups and downs in the first 15 days of September. And looking at this card, I am worried that you will tend to be the loser with this card because whatever you try and do, there are too many hidden problems. So, in your area of romance, if there's a new romance coming for you in the first 15 days of September, don't rush to grab it. And if you have an ongoing romance, tell yourself you have to be very careful how you handle everything because things can be pushed to breaking point. Now, about marriage, and let's see what the card says for you. You coming from Taurus. It's a card called the Magician. So if you look around the middle of this card, you'll see the sign of Mercury. And Mercury will show that arguments can lead to long-term differences in your marriage area. Financial areas are also some things of concern. And there's a danger of somehow no control of things happening in your marriage. So you and your marriage partner are not on the same level. There's a misunderstanding going on. Is you listening to me? So in the first 15 days of September, don't want to bring up touchy issues. And secondly, try to talk to your marriage partner in a very compassionate way. I see too much of aggression in this card. Now we will talk about the last 15 days of September. And let's see what the card says for you. You coming from Taurus. It's a good enough card in the sense that if you're looking for a new job, it's a card of movement. So if you're looking for a new job, you will find one. But where you are working right now, the situation is a little bit troublesome. The waves are all around the place. So your boat that you are in is rocking here and there. So if you need to control any kind of problems between you and your superiors, try to control them quickly. Otherwise, these problems are going to grow and grow. It's not a job that says you can lose a job. It's not a card that says you can lose a job, but it's a card that says you are very unhappy where you are. So for the sake of continuity, just stay put. Business and finances, let's see what the card says for you. You coming from Taurus. Well, it's a sunshine card, which means that if you want to go into business, you can. And if you want to do expansion, you can. But this is also a card of ego. So ask yourself, am I going into the business for ego? Am I expanding the business I have for the ego? Am I wanting partnerships because I'm very impressed by somebody? You have to be more understanding of business as a logical tool with this card. Because this card says that falling in love in a business stand to find a partner is very easy, but it may be a problem case. So I would suggest in the last 15 days, don't get a new partner, don't add new businesses, and don't expose yourself to any kind of egoistic deals. Now we will talk of romance, and let's see what this card says for you. You coming from Taurus. It's the card that says you are trapped. So you're not a very happy person. But the card says you can find a new romance. So finding a new romance is very possible. Having to deal with the one you have is very difficult. Let's separate the two issues. So if you find a new romance in the last 15 days of September, I would say it's a good one. But be careful, if you have already got a romance, is something cracking up, something not very happy. Past problems are troubling you. That's the way I read this card. Now we're going to talk about your lucky ages. There'll be some people from Taurus who will become very lucky. And let's see what these ages are. Well, it's the card of the sunshine again. So with this card, I'm going to say, for you coming from Taurus, those who are the ages of 20 or 29 or 38 or 47 or 56 or 65 or 74, you're going to be very lucky in some area of life in the month of September. Is it for the romance or the marriage? Is it for the job or the business? Is it that trip to the casino? So in some area, you're going to be very, very lucky. It says, if these ages which I mentioned, the ages of 20, 29, 38, 47, 56, 65, or 74. So now we'll talk about your lucky dates, DATES, and see what this card says. All right, from this card, the card of the new moon and the card of the east, so the rising sun as well. So I'm going to say that your lucky dates are going to be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th. So on these lucky days, whether it's the trip to the casino, whether it's the job, business area, whether it's the finding the new romance, whether it's to make your family happy, the 2nd, 11th, 20th, and 29th, go all out. Enjoy yourself and have other people enjoy themselves as well. Now about your lucky colors. So let's see what this card says now. All right, now this is a card that says, well, I'm just going to look at this card and tell you that I'm very much impressed with the color green. So try to wear as much green as you can during this month of September, you coming from Taurus, and you'll be able to attract the energy from the planets who want to really help you a lot. Now about your direction energy. So let's see what this card says. And well, I'm quite surprised. This card says that facing north for the month of September is going to produce the greatness or that climb to success that you want. That's what the card says, so that's what I'll tell you. Try to face north, and you will see that mightiness and that expansion that you want in any area can be yours. Now I will talk to you about your health for September, you coming from Taurus, and let's see what this card will say. Well, this is a card of stress, and it's a card of confrontation and conflict, and it's a card of provocation. So I have to say that avoid any kind of provocation in the month of September. Otherwise, is it the blood pressure? Is it the headaches causing migraine? Is it also, I see the sign of Mercury here, so is it the spine, especially the lower spine? So any of these could be a problem. Okay? Just a minute. I'm getting up many of these pop-ups about advertisements. So these are the health areas. Now I have a 90-minute session, and during this 90-minute session, I will talk to you about your next 7, 8, or 9 years based on your date of birth, based on your time of birth, based on looking at your palms. It'll be very intensive 90 minutes. I'll give you all the luck from the universe that you can have, lucky colors, through the lucky gemstones, through the lucky days, through the lucky directions, a lot more than that. I'll give you your personal lucky lottery numbers based on looking at your palms and your lucky day and your date of birth and time of birth as well. And I will give you that information how to get into the supernatural side of you so that you can have the supernatural luck to just win supernatural things like lotteries, for example. So a lot of information, and you'll be knowing exactly how to tackle your next 7, 8, or 9 years. So send me that email address at andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Until then, thank you and goodbye.